Chaos Walking is the newest addition to a long line of forgettable and forgotten dystopian YA sci-fi novel adaptations, and despite having a solid basis, the franchise never had the chance to succeed. Premise: in the far future, Todd Hewitt, an orphan on a new planet on which humanity has settled, encounters a girl from the second wave of settlers. She's the sole survivor of her crash-landed scouting party, and Todd vows to protect her while she tries to find the means to contact her mothership. The mayor of the town Todd lives in tries to capture the girl before she can contact her people, because he wants to take over her ship and the planet.
If we take her ship, we can take control of the planet.
This new planet has a unique property, dubbed noise by the settlers. It is a continuous and subconscious projection of one's thoughts and only affects men.
Control your noise, Todd. I am Todd Hewitt.
This is a terrible concept. I'll explain why later on. The skeleton of a story. The 3-act structure. In storytelling, the 3-act structure model is often used as a template to help craft stories. Those 3 acts have 9 core points dispersed throughout the acts. Their purpose is to bring order to a story. The 3-act structure is used in Chaos Walking as well. Let's have a quick look. 1. Exposition. The first point establishes the status quo. We are introduced to the setting, the main characters, and their relationships, how they go about their daily lives, and also the movie's sci-fi element, the noise. 2. Inciting incident, an event that occurs and disrupts the protagonist's daily life. Viola crash lands on the planet, Todd discovers the crash site and informs Mayor Prentice. 3. Plot point number 1. The protagonist is forced to choose.
Forget about the mayor. If you want to protect the girl, you have to leave now.
Todd chooses to go against Prentice, protect Viola, and get her to safety. 4. Rising action. Introducing dangers and stakes to the characters. Todd and Viola must venture through unknown territory to reach their destination while Prentice chases after them. 5. Midpoint. At this stage, the protagonist often learns something that shakes their worldview to the core, in the form of a plot twist. In this case, it's Todd learns the ugly truth that Prentice killed all women in town, his mother included, and not the native species, the Speck. 6. Plot point 2. The protagonists settle on a new goal. Todd and Viola go to the first settlement, Haven, which is the only place capable of contacting Viola's mothership. 7. Pre-climax. A less important fight. Viola is interrupted by Preacher while she's trying to contact the mothership. She manages to defeat him. 8. Climax. The inevitable final fight the story has been building up toward. Todd fights Prentice. He's about to lose when Viola sweeps in and saves the day. 9. Denouement. The story has concluded, and now everything is getting neatly wrapped up. After suffering a severe injury, Todd wakes up in Viola's mothership where he receives treatment. They talk about the future of her people, and the movie ends. This is a quick overview of what a 3-act structure is, and although it's well applied in the movie, it is nowhere near enough to make a story interesting, because a bunch of bones don't make a meal. No meat on the bone. If you think of a story as a meal, Chaos Walking would be the equivalent of a plate of bones, with a little bit of salt and pepper sprinkled on top.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Right here.
The characters are boring. Todd's strongest character trait is that he loves his dog, and Viola's strongest character traits are her ugly wig and her British accent.
They made me promise I'd make it here.
Although we spent the most time with the pair, it's difficult to empathize with the characters and be invested in their journey. The villains have the combined depth of a mustache-trailing children's morning cartoon villain who might as well go by the name Mr. Badman. Preacher and Prentice, neither of them have reasonable motivations to warrant their actions besides craziness, as far as the movie is concerned. The lack of world building. For a foreign planet, it looks much too earthly. The native species, the Speck, appears for a grand total of 5 minutes, just enough to eat Todd's knuckle sandwich and then disappear back into the Canadian woods from whence it came. The movie starts out with a B-plot rivalry between Prentice's son and Todd, vying for Prentice's favor, but halfway through the movie, it's abandoned for no apparent reason.
Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry, Bob. I'm sorry.
And lastly, we have reached the worst offender. The noise is just that, noise. The movie's supposed sci-fi concept is the titular chaos, the ubiquitous noise. The idea of noise sounds good on paper, but is a pain in the ass to depict in a movie. It also causes huge plot holes in the movie. Here are a few points that bothered me about the noise. The men in town are aware of what Prentice has done, but never, not once, did anyone ever remember it or think about it.
How could you keep this from me? My whole life you lied to me.
They are often portrayed as not having thoughts at all or being able to shield them, which isn't properly explained. They can also manifest their thoughts sporadically, which introduces the idea of noise combat, but it is only used in the final fight, making it seem like an underdeveloped idea. The Spec are shown to possess the ability to project noise, but as a native species, how does it differ from humans? Are there differences in how they use it? Are there other applications for noise humans are unaware of? Could you maybe invade someone's mind along the lines of mind reading? Prentice seems to use mind control. But again, it isn't properly explained or well implemented into the story. In most movies that have a unique concept, like The Hunger Games, The Maze Runner, or Ender's Game, build their stories around said main concept. The Hunger Games, The Maze, or Ender's Game. Chaos Walking is a polar opposite of that. The noise is a gimmick without much thought put into it. If you remove the noise from the movie, almost nothing would change. The core story would still play out as it did. A boy and a girl trying to contact their mothership while some villain is chasing them. Final thoughts. Take everything I said with a grain of salt, as depending on who you ask, you can get different answers regarding the 3-act structure. It is first and foremost a tool and aid for crafting a story, not an ironclad rule or the norm. Depending on the story, a different structure may be more suitable, but the 3-act structure is the most simple and most popular for a reason. Overall, the movie was just fine. Not great, not good, not really bad either. It felt mostly unfinished and rushed toward the end. And although I haven't read the books, if you're interested in Chaos Walking, I recommend you read the books instead of watching the movie. Also, I really enjoyed Tom Holland's and Mads Mikkelsen's performance. They were great and enjoyable to watch. If you have seen the movie, what are your thoughts on it? Leave a comment down below. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned something new. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't like it, try another one. And if you'd like to see more, subscribe to the channel. As always, thanks for watching and I hope to see you again in the next video.